Thank you. I'm very honored to be here today. It's a blessing for all the team, but especially for me who had it a bit harder to be approved to be here. I am very exciting to share a bit about what Tek Ura does related to the education, because that's mainly my role. But Tek Ura does much more than that, and I'm very excited to just talk a little bit about it. I'm just gonna say a little bit about myself. My name is Eralda, and I'm the project worker for Tek Ura. I've started working for Tek Ura since 2022, so almost 4 years. And it's a nice coincidence because I started working in 7 March, which is the Teacher's Day in Albania. My role mainly is to build the relationships and partnerships with children, but also with their parents, because in Albania it's a bit hard to change the mentality when it comes to the education. So it's very crucial for Tek Ura to do that. To keep the relationships with local schools. So the local schools sometimes struggle with teaching assistants, but they have to know about us. So sometimes what happens is they contact us and say, hey, this child needs extra support, what can you do about it? And then from there we get in contact with the family and we do the lesson planning, and we help them overcome the challenges that they have. This is in general my main duties, but when it comes to skills, we have different programs. So I'm going to start with the first program, which is Stay and Play. So Stay and Play is a program which is dedicated to the mothers and the children under the age of 6. The reason why we have this program is because sometimes it happens that children under the age of 6 don't attend kindergarten. And but I would say we have a very positive change in the last 2 years, because the group was having more children involved, but now they are attending kindergarten, which is a very great thing. So the number of children is less now. And the way that is organized is like mothers can share their challenges about motherhood. They teach from each other, but also children, meanwhile, can have a safe space where they can learn even sometimes basic things like drawing in the line or like learning numbers, because we have to accept that some of those parents haven't attended school, that are unable to do that for their children. Then we have the Horizons, which is the program that is dedicated to the children learning English. The way that is structured is we have structured it based on the level of English. So no child feels, oh, this is so easy, or oh, this is so hard. So after the first assessment, I put the child in one of those groups, and for a few first weeks I see how they feeling in this group, or if they need to change or no. And I would say it has been a very it's one of the let's say the project that has very high demand, because also in Albania the English is mandatory. So when you go to apply for a job, the first question they ask is like, do you know English? And so it is a very good way to support their education in long term. We do these lessons once a week for each group. This is the general structure of the program. Then we have the homework club, because this is a place where children can get assistance from me, so that I can direct and guide them how to properly solve their homeworks. They can also, is a space where children can use the materials, school supplies that we offer to them. And also they can have access to a computer to do their project assessments that school gives them that would not be able for them to do in other ways. And this group, this project was created because, like I said in the beginning, a lot of parents are not, have not been able to attend school, so the children often struggle when they go home and they're like, oh, but I don't know how to solve this, and they go to their parents don't know either, and that creates, leaves them a little bit behind. But also it's a safe space, it's a welcoming environment, and also it's a warm place. They can spend time, and also it's a good way to create and make new friends, which a lot of children sometimes struggle. So yeah, this is what Homework Club offers to them. Then we have Albanian lesson, which has a special place in my heart because when I started working for Tek Ura, this was my role mainly for a few months. So this is dedicated to the refugees, and when we all work with refugees, you have to keep in mind all the stories and all the hardships that they have endured. And to be honest, sometimes it's I should stop being a teacher at some points because I could be telling them to explain something and their mind is not there, and you say like, hey, is it this too hard for you, or do you want me to explain differently? And they're like, oh, I'm just so stressed. I haven't been contacting my family in 2 hours or so. I don't know what's happening to them because they're coming from war situations. And so Tek Ura has been for them actually a place for a lot of, not just for the language, which of course is the first barrier that you find when you move to another country, but we've tried always to be there even through physiotherapy, through school materials for children, or to attend them and guide them how to get even register on schools or documents that they struggle, how to manage it. Or also when they leave camp and they take all the documents for our government, we guide them to find employment, which is very crucial because, of course, if they don't find employment, like, what would they be doing different? And we guide them towards being employed legally because it's sometimes happens they want to, try to be to work in black market, but of course because they don't know how to do things right, but we are there to help and guide them. And yeah, it's very, especially with the children, it's very rewarding to see how they get adopted to the community, the classmates, they have friends and they can express themselves. So yeah, and the other program is the individual learning. The individual learning, so through Homework Club, I was noticing that some children were having a hard time to keep up with the other classmates, and they needed more, let's say, individual preparing of the lesson planning. So after identifying some of the children and some of the challenges that they were having, we thought that having an individual learning classes would be the best solution for them. Sometimes could be children that have attended school very late, so could be 8 years old and never went to school, and after they get registered, they, of course, they are very left behind with even basic knowledge. So that's when we do the planning for them to catch up on their classmates. Could be sometimes that children, just because their process of learning is slower or different and they don't find themselves in the school system, so we adopt them for that. Or sometimes could be children with learning difficulties that schools in Albania don't provide much help or assistance for them. And so also parents sometimes are hopeless. They're like, I don't know what to do. Nobody listens to me. So we do provide that for them. And sometimes the child could be attending the individual learning for a long time. Sometimes could be a few months. It depends on the progress. So we go step by step. Yeah. The other slide. Okay, then we have the digital literacy. This is our latest project. It started in November. We know nowadays everyone has, let's say, access to the phone, and they think, oh, I know digital. I am so good at it. And you're asking, okay, can you copy and paste this for me? And like, oh, what is this? So when we are doing projects that were, so school asked children to do, I was noticing they didn't know even to turn on or off the computer, or the laptop was very hard for them. And so I thought, well, these children need to have this confidence that they can do it themselves. But if I do this for them all the time, they're never going to learn. And it's always, oh, the teacher will do it. And they're sometimes like, oh, please, can you do it for me? It's so hard. And I'm like, no, we'll do it together. But you'll do it, and it's very joyful for them when they're like, "Oh, teacher, I did this," and that's the reason why it was created. So because it's a new program, okay, we have not had, and we struggle with having individual laptops or computers for each child, which slows the progress of our program, because they need to use the time they need to come and try it one by one, let's say. So this is, let's say, not very good for them. But we hope in the future maybe we can provide more computers or laptops for them. And yeah. So these are the main let's say, projects of the skills. This is a short summary because I don't want to bore you. So the next slide, please. Then we have the English summer camp, which children, after a week after it's finished, start asking, what are we going to do next summer camp? Because, and especially after New Year, they're like, oh, now this is a new year, so we're going to have a new English summer camp. And they start asking. So basically what English summer camp is it's usually made during the summer or early in September, a week before school starts. So it depends, because sometimes children could go to their grandparents or not be present after school because, sometimes because parents work so much, they find it easier to send them to relatives. We choose a theme, and around that theme I create then every game or craft, every activity or song, because of course I have to keep in mind that these, even though children are all together, their English level and their age, it's not equal. So it's I would say is the challenge every year, because you have to find entertaining activities that are entertaining for 6 years old and for 15 years old, which sometimes is a bit hard. So we choose the theme. The theme last English summer camp was kindness and collaboration, because so the main was the goal here was to make them be more kind to each other and collaborate more, because something you notice with children are very competitive. And they're like, oh, but I want to win this. And sometimes you have to just teach them winning is as joyful when you do it together. And but we have had different themes. I have just mentioned the ones that I have been part of, but I've seen some pictures of previous camps that have been very lovely. So that has been around the world, the summer. And so we try to make it fun and exciting for them, and yeah, they really enjoy it. Here are some pictures of the Christmas celebrations. So when Christmas, of course, we have Christmas celebration in the center where everyone is welcomed, but also we do Christmas celebrations with areas, let's say. So Skills has this Christmas celebration dedicated to the children. So I do the Christmas celebration with the children, that all the children that are part of each program are invited. And it could look different every year. Like it could look like something. The crafts could be different, games different. And also I celebrate Christmas with the mothers who stay and play. So I try to do something that is also nice for them, because these mothers, to be honest, they don't have much going on in their life, and they can't wait to come to the center, because it's like a coffee time for them, and they share the tricks of motherhood. And I have learned a lot, so I feel very much prepared. So that's we usually celebrate, of course, in the center, and we celebrate the Christmas. We pray, and we share what we've been grateful for the year. Next. Okay, we have the Easter, which is very near now. So the Easter is we love to do the coloring eggs. And in the end, they're always like, a teacher, mine looks prettier, right? It's hard to choose. They are very creative. So here is just one picture, but usually they. So what we do is we share we do the coloring of the eggs. We share the story of the Easter. Of course, Yuri and Matilda are also involved. And but this is, let's say, more dedicated to skills. But of course, the parents of those children are invited to the big event of the celebrating Easter or Christmas in Tek Ura. I think. Then we celebrate birthdays. As Albanians, we love birthdays. We love celebrating, and especially when you are a child, it's something you look forward to. And a lot of these families cannot afford even even a cake. So I try to do something even small for them, to tell them that, hey, you matter, you're not forgotten, and we love you. And sometimes what I notice with these children, sometimes they're just freeze. Like, aren't you happy? Is this something that is upsetting you? Like, no, I'm very happy. So we try to do this with every child. It could be looking different with each birthday. So we try to keep it creative. So in general, this is a short summary, a fraction of what Skills does and what Tek Ura does. I would say, so I am very, very thankful to work at Tek Ura. I'm very thankful for the team, because the way Tek Ura operates, if our team wouldn't be having so trustworthy and healthy relationships with each other, the work would not be, we would not be able to go to the families that we work with. Because how we don't work with cases, we work as a family. Sometimes a family can come, a child can come for individual learning, but the father could need physiotherapy, or the mother could need help with employment, and we work with them as a family. I'm very thankful to be here again. I am very thankful for Anne and Dani. They have always led us by example, and we have learned a lot. Me personally, I have grown a lot thanks to Tek Ura. I say, when I look back of who I was when I started working and now, I think I am a better person, and I have grown in so many ways, and I attribute that to Tek Ura and God, and yeah, I am very, very grateful. Thank you, everyone.